Director of Public Relations. There's no other.
We made up their minds and they started backing. They left before the sun came up that day. An exit to eternal summer slacking. But where were they going without ever knowing the way? They drank up the wine and they got to talking. They now had more important things to say. And when the car broke down, they started walking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone could see the road that they walk on is paved in gold. And it's always summer, they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry, they'll never get old and gray. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they
Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work to work.
Welcome to the YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today, apparently, they have reached an official deal to end the conflict in Gaza, well, the genocide. And we're going to go over some of the story. But first, I do want to check out some of the stuff about an insurrection, or the Insurrection Act, if you will. Also, please check out all the links, description box, for all, you'll see all the sources I have here. You can join the Discord if you want to, and also donating to a charity. All links in the description box. All right. So as you see here, it says breaking Trump administration seriously discussing invoking Insurrection Act, a law that gives the president the power to deploy active duty troops inside the U.S. for law enforcement purposes. From NBC. Oh, God. And there was a whole little press conference thing today. Here's Pam Bondi saying some pretty, I would say, scary words. Especially because these guys have been blowing up boats in the middle of the fucking ocean for the last several weeks. And comparing American citizens to that as well. Like, I mean, for me, that is already crazy enough. But this should bother anyone, even if you're, I hate the drug war stuff, or even if you hate Antifa, whatever. This should worry you. I hope. What the fuck is that? A weird ass looking. It's a cup with. Okay, it's a cup with a coffee cup behind it. All right. It's weird optical illusion there. Anyways, here's Pam Bondi's statement.
We're not going to stop at just arresting the violent criminals we can see in the streets. Fighting crime is more than just getting the bad guy off the streets. It's breaking down the organization brick by brick. Just like we did with cartels, we're going to take the same approach, President Trump, with Antifa. Destroy the entire organization from top to bottom. We're going to take them apart. Thanks to your bold leadership and the designation of Antifa as a terrorist organization, which is exactly what they are, Americans will no longer tolerate their unhinged violence. We're not going to stop.
I mean, just fucking brilliant. Genius. For sure that won't go wrong, right guys? For sure that'll work out perfectly well, won't it? Here's Kash Patel. More crazy fucking statements. Here we go.
What we are doing.
Okay, that's fucking loud. God, this one's louder. Turn it down a bit. Here we go.
At the FBI is simple. What we are doing at the FBI is simple. It does not require rocket science. We are following the money. Money never lies. And that's what it's going to take to bring down this network of organized criminal thugs gangbangers, and yes, domestic terrorists, because that's what they are. They are harming everyday citizens in every single one of our communities. And the folks you see here on the right and left, they're some of the bravest men and women we have today. They're reporting the stories live time because the mainstream media won't cover it. They're putting their lives on the line. They're standing up for the flag. The least we can do is stand up for them. So you have my thanks. I read more of your stories than I do theirs because you guys are putting out the truth. And we deserve a country where you are protected as equally as they are. We, in this FBI, will go after with the criminals with a vengeance. We will not rest until we find every single seed, money, donor, organization, and funding mechanism that we have. What we are doing
At that moment, Cash Patel arrested himself and the person and the people sitting around him for taking weird money to shill for corruption. I mean, come on, like, let's just go, fine, whatever, we'll just go with it. Here's one of the people that it was sitting around of the great respected journalist, according to Cash Patel and the Trump administration. Here's fuckface shill, Nick Sorter, fuckface shill, Jack Posobiec. I don't know this person, but he's probably a fuckface, and she's probably a robot. Sorry. All right, here we go.
Years now. So thank you guys so much for taking this seriously. And President Trump, you mentioned that flag.
This little dick. I mean, look at him and then listen to him talk. How could you guys not tell these guys are phony, full of shit, little dweeby little fuck faces, deserve to be stuffed in a fucking locker, motherfuckers. Okay, maybe not deserve to be stuffed in, but they should self-inject themselves into a fucking locker. How do you not see that? I don't know. Maybe I have a sixth sense or something, but I just smell it on these dweeby human beings, bro. That make a big deal about someone burning a flag, but nothing when they blow up a child. No words said by these idiots when they blow children up. But if you burn a flag, yeah, you're in big trouble, mister. Because hall monitor Nick Sorter is gonna tell on you. He's gonna tell the teacher on you. Hey, man. Hey, sir. That's a Class A demerit right there. You're going to have detention for this one. Meanwhile, everyone at the school's like, who are you? The school didn't even hire you. What are you doing here? Hey, man, someone's got to keep the streets clean out here. You fucking little weasel fuckface. I'm sorry, guys. Let's play it again. Here you go.
Years now. So thank you guys so much for taking this seriously.
Yeah.
And President Trump, you mentioned that flag. So remember, you put out a truth right after I
That's right. I saw that.
took this flag from that man that was burning it in the street.
I saw it. Do you know who he is?
Oh yeah, I know exactly who it is. It's
So why don't you give it to Pam? Give it to the Attorney General, and let's start prosecution.
I actually have a second flag that he tried to burn as well. So I have two of them from
Well,
the
you
same
also
guy.
saw what happened when that flag started burning. Everyone went crazy. And that's when it started, when they started burning the flag. So thank you. If you could give the information, it would be great.
Absolutely.
And at least that horrible night made you famous. Right? You got
He was
something out of
already
it.
I got a text from the President of the United States, so I appreciate that.
And President Trump, after that,
Years now.
Yeah, he's been trying real hard to be here, this fucking guy. All right, Jack already did the work. That's why he's there. This guy's trying to be in there. Mr. President, can I bring you a coffee? Little dick licks, bro. But yeah, main point, to make like a serious point. Once again, all the horrendous actions you've seen this administration take anywhere in the world, this guy will never find time to report on it, will he? Or if he does, he'll try to make Trump look good. A la Tim Pool, a la Alex Jones, and all the Trump dick licks that exists out there. When he does blatantly horrible things. Now, a lot of these people have kept their fucking mouth shut about Gaza, by the way. They don't talk too much about it. I think Alex does a little bit more than the other guys. But watch them all of a sudden, it could be 3 weeks straight of coverage of, our peace president has done the job, has created peace in the Middle East. Meanwhile, it's like, weren't you like causing a lot of the chaos over there too. Like a big part of it. Not you by yourself. I mean, this took administrations all to get going, right? This took a long time to get going. But you could at the very least say he's a contributing factor. And also, bless me. Also, I'd keep my eyes open for what happens after this whole peace deal thing. Because I'll remind you of some things, but let's keep it moving. I mean, we really gotta. You gotta give these guys credit. I mean, I don't like their politics and stuff, but they are kind of. They're keeping the streets safe, you know, because there's a war going on outside, you know, and like right here, I have some documented a letter from one of the patriots on the ground. My dearest Sarah, provisions run low. The almond flour dwindles, and morale wanes, my bad. We have not seen a vegan food truck in days. The men speak longingly of brunch. Yet there's not one avocado to be found. My longing for you makes my oat milk cortado nearly undrinkable. The Portland War, a film by Ken Burns. Mr. President, they're burning flags out there. It's a war zone. The Portland War, film by Ken Burns. If they did a video with like the old style, like the Ken Burns documentary music, that'd be hilarious. They put like have someone do like a voiceover that way. That's hilarious to me. But all right. Let's keep it moving here. So once again, he could have fucked his words up, but he's reading something, right? So I think he's reading something. But he might have fucked his words up, but it's still worth. I'll point it out in either way. Here we go.
Flag burning mob, and we've made it 1 year penalty for inciting riots. We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds. I've never seen anything like it on both sides, and you end up with riots. So we're going on that basis. We're looking at it not from the freedom of speech, which I always felt strongly about, but never passed the courts. A flag.
I don't think he mainly fucked his words up there, but he is still saying like the policy itself is basically saying, yeah, we're taking away your freedom of speech. You know, I wanted to play that Bill Hicks clip, but it got blocked last time I tried to do it. Where he's like, hey man, like we fight for this flag to have the right to burn the fucking flag is the idea. But either way, it's like that should be worrying because you can turn anything into inciting. Like he just made some shit up right there. See, whenever that flag gets burned, people see it, and then just emotions come out of nowhere. They start fighting and rioting. You just do that with anything. Every time a guy walks down the street and throws a cigarette on the ground and not a garbage can, people just get angry and start fighting and rioting. It's just stupid. Like, every time a Red Sox fan shows up at Yankee Stadium and they're wearing a Red Sox uniform, it just causes riots. So wearing Red Sox uniforms are officially an act of terror. You're inciting violence. 1 year in jail. I might be okay with that banning that, to be honest. And here's one last video where, epitome of dumb. Who knows if this is even, like, I didn't watch it, I just read the caption, but I'm actually curious what he says, and if it's as funny as it appears to be. Here we go.
Thank you, sir. I also have 2 questions for you, if I may. Have you given any more thought to possibly suspending habeas corpus to not only deal with these insurrectionists across the nation, but also to continue rapidly deporting illegal aliens.
Yeah, it's suspending who?
Habeas corpus. So
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather leave that to Christie. What do you think?
No, sir, I haven't been a part of any discussions on that.
Isn't she Homeland Security? Shouldn't you be talking to your lawyer person? Shouldn't that be the person you're talking to? Hey, are we gonna suspend habeas corpus? Yeah, he's a tall fella. But I heard he was doping and yeah, that guy. Yeah. There's no way that guy's natty. No fucking chance. He should have a 60-game suspension. Out for the season. Because that's how I roll at the Trump administration. Sit down. Sit down. But the fact that, like, that's a question your Homeland Security person should answer. And also you not having the instant answer. No, we're not doing that. Although they will in practice. But PR-wise, you have to say, no, we're not going to suspend habeas corpus. Fuck my life. He's a tall fella. Kind of handsome. But, all right. Now, near, I guess, the end of this meeting? Or press conference? Jesus Christ. Go YellBro. Fuck. I always miss it. Near the end of this thing, this little press conference thing, this apparently happened, where they handed over, Marco Rubio walked over and handed Trump a note that says, well, I'll just read the whole thing. Here we go. Breaking. President Trump ends his press conference earlier, saying, we are very close to a deal in the Middle East. They will need me very quickly. Well, it's Israel, Gaza. It's not the entire, but I get what he's saying. Okay. Secretary of State Rubio handed a note to President Trump saying that the Hamas-Israel deal is near to signing. Very close. We need you to approve a Truth Social post soon, so you can announce the deal first. Okay, so it's, even in the midst of a quote unquote peace plan, they want the credit. I ended 25 wars in 3 days. What have you done? But all right, let's here's the Truth Social post. Well, I am very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to the agreed-upon line as the first steps towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. This is a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, all surrounding nations, and the United States of America, and we thank the mediators from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey who worked with us to make this historic and unprecedented event happen. Blessed are the peacemakers. Donald J. Trump. Blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, on the surface, you would be like, oh, this is a good thing. But I personally can't turn my my critical thinking skills off, because if I remember correctly, there was a ceasefire with similar standards. Maybe not the, withdrawing aspect of it, but definitely with the hostage exchanges that will lead to further diplomatic solutions to the thing. And what happened 2 months after they started phase 1 of that ceasefire? Israel broke it and started bombing. Now, they did a bunch of other stuff first. Like, first they cut off electricity and water, cut off aid. Obviously, the shooting was still going on. Then they actually, openly broke the ceasefire by, massive bombardments up and down Gaza. So, once again, where we're at right now is not so unprecedented. Maybe more so because of the idea of them signing off, on paper. A little bit more announced and on paper, I would say. A little bit more agreed upon, possibly. But who fucking knows what will happen if Israel gets all their hostages back? Right? Because I think the initial deal is 20. There's 20 hostages, I believe, that are alive. They will be given first, and obviously the some of the people that are dead are buried under rubble or in random locations. And honestly, Israel might say, fuck, who cares? They're dead. Fuck it. Let's go back to bombing them. Let's go back to encroachment. Whatever. Let's create an excuse. See, look, Hamas is still armed. We have to destroy them. Even conspiracy world, like false flags and shit like that. Sorry, all these things have to be on the table. Sorry, guys. As much as I want an end to all the violence and shit over there. And honestly, I'm actually going to take a little bit of time with this and think about what I would want to happen if I were like the president making this whole deal thing happen. Whew. I think the first thing I had, like, okay, we're ceasefiring. You are doing a full-scale withdrawal from the area. All hostages will be given back. Obviously, the dead will take longer, but don't worry about that. We don't want to fuck up the crime scene. So, the people that are dead, the hostages that have been killed, they stay there for now so that we can investigate the whole thing. Palestinians that are dead under rubble, we want to investigate the whole thing. And I mean mass scale forensic fucking investigation from all people of the world. Straight up. And I want them to hold a conference for what they find, and I don't care how long it takes. And then we'll find out who did what and when and where, and all that type of stuff. The actual death tolls from either side. Like real documentation. That's probably not going to happen, is it? If this keeps going through, it'll be like, yeah, we just wiped off all these people. Future, like, once again, the future of Palestine. All these people have been wiped out. A large amount of them. Once again, the official numbers are probably not what the actual numbers are. It's probably in the six figures somewhere. And it's like entire family is gone. And you know what? It'll be, well, hey, at least you're not getting bombed anymore, right? Like, I'm the last one left in my family, dude. Yeah, but you made it. Maybe think about starting a new family, huh? Get yourself a new mom and dad. Come on. I wonder if Trump's going to open up the lanes again for these kids that are to have amputated injuries or that are amputees to get like special surgeries. I wonder if he's going to open that up because Laura Loomer really didn't like that happening. So she, once again, hall monitor and tells, hey guys, they're bringing kids in to get fixed. We don't like that. Fuck. And they listen to her. But yeah. What else will we do? Definitely investigate the crime scene. Obviously hostages going back. Obviously, like food and aid. Obviously. I want to interview people. I'd really want that. Not just in a criminal sense, but in a just for documenting things on both sides of this. People for, people against, in both countries. I want to interview people like fucking Hamas motherfuckers or Israeli government motherfuckers. I want to have some understanding, like, how the fuck did we get here? Is it just a perfect storm of two crazy assholes, two teams of crazy assholes, you know, harming all the people in between them, which is what usually happens, right? I mean, Hamas leadership apparently can leave Gaza, or maybe not even be in the war zone in the first place. They can do negotiations out here. We know Netanyahu's nowhere near a fucking war zone. Or Ben Gvir and Smoltrich and all these fucking people. Who gets killed? Regular Israelis, regular Palestinians. They're the ones who die the most. In this situation, predominantly Palestinian, obviously. What else would I'd be like, you know what? While we're at it, let's go take a look at the West Bank, too. Let's go investigate crimes over there. Let's do that, too. And make it real, like, truly fair. make sure everyone has their piece to say, but also bring in like essentially third-party investigators from all over the world. I want damn near every country represented. I want the best of the best doing this massive job of a forensic crime scene. Or doing forensics on a crime scene. And there's probably some other stuff I think of. But either way, once again, let's go back down negative Nancy road here. Because I just want to, once again, to go back to the deal that was already there, right? The source close to the negotiators said that as part of the agreement, aid deliveries will resume at levels consistent with the January 2025 ceasefire deal. Israel unilaterally abandoned that agreement in March when it imposed a full-spectrum blockade on Gaza, resumed its campaign of terror bombings, and subsequently unleashed a ground invasion on Gaza City in August. The source said 600 trucks of aid per day would enter Gaza under the agreement. What the United Nations has said in the past is the minimum amount needed in Gaza. I mean, they might need more than that. In fact, you're going to need, because if you're like really like emaciated, you can't just start stuffing food in your face. If you like brought up to regular levels and then be given food. So they should be sending in medical treatment from whoever wants to volunteer and be a part of that. Because let's be real, they blew up a lot of hospitals. They blew up a lot of homes. You have to really think about these things. Like, and like we saw videos of this stuff of cities just fucking leveled, like just rubble left. There's a lot of people that have no home to go to. You can't just, dust off your hands and say, well, it's all over, guys. All right, go back to your lives. There's a lot of shit that actually has to be done. And part of me is a little bit worried about them just sneaking them out. Like, all right, guys, listen, yeah, it's all fucked up here. So you guys are going to have to, like, leave Gaza. And then once that happens, who knows about some idea of returning? Who fucking knows? And that could just start another conflict in the future. Some of the ideas on paper, I've brought up this idea of security zones, which is just more subjugation that these people have already lived under. They're already viewed as terrorists somehow without doing anything. And they get put in these security zones. And while these investors come in and rebuild Gaza in their own image. I mean, keep your eye out for that stuff. I leave room for everyone. Maybe they build apartment buildings for them. Who knows? It's going to take years. And these guys have done horrendous devil-worshipping things around the planet. They're doing criminal shit as we speak. As this guy is probably going on TV, my fellow Americans, we struck a deal. We brought peace to the Middle East. They're probably blowing someone up or shooting someone somewhere else. That has been a trend. In fact, I heard the Colombian president got pretty pissed off because one of the boats had Colombians in it that Trump blew up. Don't worry about that, guys. It's no big deal. We need to focus on flag burning, don't we? From your hard-hitting investigative journalist, Nick Sorter. Your hard-hitting investigative journalist, Jack Posobiec. The geniuses of our times. But, all right, so that's something you need to keep an eye out for. Just remember, like, there was a ceasefire. For people that showed up kind of late to the topic, which is just fair enough, there was a ceasefire. There was a phase 1 where they exchanged hostages, right? And then Israel said, fuck it, we're going back to bombing. This could be very similar, except this will be the remaining hostages, remaining like living hostages. And then what if they're like, well, now we have to destroy Hamas. If they don't disarm, we got to fight them. And Hamas will be like, well, we can't just disarm because you'll just kill us. And then it just can all start up again. But hopefully it doesn't. Let's continue here. Hamas and Israel are set to sign the Gaza ceasefire agreement at 12 p.m. Cairo time. A complete military ceasefire across the Gaza Strip will begin tomorrow at noon, alongside the opening of 5 humanitarian crossing points. Negotiations in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, have concluded, with all outstanding issues resolved. All sides are now awaiting President Trump's official announcement of the deal. Now, I'm going to say this. Once again, I think one of the stipulations was Hamas gets to maintain their arm, like, they're allowed to stay armed. And that means, just to say it again, that leaves the room or potential for, Israel, like, look, they have guns, and going after them. Or Hamas attacking out of nowhere. It leaves room for these things now. Hopefully not, but again, we're dealing with a bunch of dipshits. And then this is like an image of where they'll fall back to, allegedly. These yellow lines here. Hebrew media reports that the IDF has issued updated orders to withdraw to the so-called yellow line, the demarcation line agreed upon in the Trump-brokered ceasefire talks. Map shows the withdrawal zones across the Gaza Strip, with distances marked from the border. This would mark the first major pullback of Israeli forces since the war began nearly 2 years ago. So, as you can see here, and this is the, I guess, distance from the border, right? Which is still you're still kind of entrapped in there from these, you're still kind of like held off into a certain area, right? But we'll see. We'll see if there's a full withdrawal. But once again, the idea of a state for them, it just doesn't seem possible with this administration. With Trump, with the combination of Trump's administration and Netanyahu's administration, I don't see that happening with those guys. Maybe someone else might do that or consider that. But then again, you're going to have arguments about what borders are where. Right? Because Israel has eaten up too much territory to just, all right, guys, we'll leave. And like, they already have like settlers in certain areas and all that shit. Like, they're not going to, uproot those guys and make them move. So maybe the smallest country on earth, if what's the debate we were watching? The size of New Jersey, right? If they're only the size of New Jersey, now imagine small portions of New Jersey, and we call it a Palestinian state, right? Like this bigger thing here is Israel, right? This little strip right here is Gaza, and what if they eat up even more than that, right? To where it's like you're a fraction of New Jersey now. We'll call it Gaza somehow, which is kind of ridiculous. But there it is. I'll be patient to see more. Obviously, I don't know what time. I don't know. Whenever noon is tomorrow for Cairo, which would that be tonight for us? I don't know. But hopefully things go in a actual positive direction. And like stopping the bombardments is definitely a major thing to stop, and getting food in there is definitely a major thing to do. We just have to see if they follow through, right? And the hostage exchanges, that stuff. I can almost guarantee the hostages thing will happen. I can almost guarantee that. But okay, we're done bombing you, and we'll let you have aid. Those things are up in the air to me. But hopefully this marks the actual end to this thing. And unfortunately, you're gonna need journalists to be able to get in there and investigate and tell you exactly what the fuck happened here. Because most likely, they're gonna try to keep it quiet. Let's just be honest. They're gonna try to keep it quiet of the actual event that happened. Once again, you're probably in the 6 figures as far as death toll. There's probably bodies scattered underneath rubble all over the fucking Gaza Strip. There's people without homes anymore. Like, not even just like a couple homes here. They're like straight up whole neighborhoods, villages, large portions of cities destroyed. Medical centers, schools, daycare centers wiped off into rubble. And I wonder how they're going to navigate that. But is it more tent cities? All right, we can live in our tents, but at least we're not being bombed while we're in those tents. I've seen some crazy shit too, by the way. like little drones flying around and just dropping little bombs, or like it's not even like a bomb, it's like a incinerator. Like it drops onto the tent and just lights it on fire while there's people in there, obviously. But I would love a full-scale investigation. I doubt we get that, but maybe some journalist with some integrity can get in there and find something about it. Or maybe the UN, hopefully. Maybe send in some actual forensic investigators in there. But who knows? We will have to see, but for now, I'll leave it there. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment. Agree, disagree. Tell me what you think in the comment section. There's a lot here. Whether it's the Portland stuff or the Insurrection Act stuff, or if it's the Gaza stuff, please let your opinions be known. Do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, check out the Discord link if you want to join that. And obviously, everything I showed you here will be sourced in the description box, so please take advantage of that. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.